Hi, welcome. On this video, I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss the issue of the motives of a dog and the issue of response as it relates to control. And again, this is a subject that you're not going to hear any other trainers talk about regarding response this way, based on the issue of how the majority of trainers approach training as a type of learning-based exercise. So therefore, the ability to really understand these control issues are lost in the translation, so to speak, through how training is approached through this position-based narrative right away. So the ability to see beyond appearances comes through identifying the process itself for what it is, a relational changing one. So getting this issue about control, this is where, again, when you start to look at the dog and human relationship through the relational lens with this type of discerning eye, so to speak, you'll start to really peel things back in terms of the motives or reasons why dogs do the things they do, the people that they connect with, certain individuals, based on how they think, their personality types, and the people that the dogs will avoid even. So if you look at even within the family unit, you'll see dogs attached to those who the dog is being empowered through, is able to gain control in and through that person, and those who the dog sees as a basically a contender on position through position at the relationally, it's about the relationship, dogs will begin to disconnect from. And it's very interesting because you'll see dogs accept certain people, even children. Okay, you'll see the dog interact with other dogs, but they're gaining control through those interactions. And as this starts to happen, you'll see behavior issues start to escalate. But the problem there is that you'll see certain interactions or behavior problems, but you're going to see them kind of not in a way that isn't going to is going to be confusing, because you'll be like, wow, why is the dog doing this and this? It must be something other than the fact that the dog is gaining control. And it's very deceiving because, again, it's about control. It's about understanding this issue about acceptance. And so you won't see even the issue about seeing certain things on display. You're not going to see the dog kind of laying down the card, so to speak, the way that you want. Again, we as humans want to see certain things certain ways to convince us that there's a problem. But that in itself, how nature reveals itself, is a problem in itself because of how the human thinks. Just understand. So I just want to put it out there. The issue about control, or understanding these issues about how and why a dog does the things it does, you have to be able to put it in the relational context to be able to get a sense of that. But like always, often the dog owner feels completely blindsided when something bad happens, because they feel they don't see it building up to that. They assume that things look a certain way, and oftentimes they're upside down through this issue about control, because the dog, again, can be, it gains comfort in that control. It settles into it, and therefore you're not going to see things play out because their thinking isn't being challenged. They're just getting what they want and gaining through that type of dynamic. So it's just something to think about when you look at the picture. Just understand this is why, again, to really get a dog back from the edge, it's really important to identify what the process is, to approach it the way it needs to be approached, and the focus really in a big way on the dog owner. Shift the focus on the dog owner, changing how they're thinking, how they're connecting, and then the methodology itself being very specific in such that it can really change how the owner is connecting and thinking, and it transfers onto the dog. So anyway, thanks for watching.